y'all hear me? All right. My bad, y'all. Hold on. I don't know what that was all about. Damn reception. All right, can you hear me? Okay, cool. So now when I
Yes,
was asking, I
sir.
said, was there such thing as the best pimp? Because look, when you said Floyd Mayweather and LeBron, but part of the things that made them the best, or that will be included other than just statistics, is they're both making great business decisions with the money.
Right.
What I'm speaking on or getting at, Freeze, is the end goal in the sense of the end, but not the end. But as far as, yes, the purpose is what the
Yeah, but
gas
see,
is to drive
with
the vehicle. But the goal or the destination is still the same in whatever road, in the sense of the ideal way to do some shit, basically. Everybody might not want to be as rich, or everybody, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying in the sense of doing what you're doing, especially in the lifestyle we in, making it sense and staying out of jail, and hopefully trying to be a success story. So we getting caught up in, how many times is it, maybe the people getting caught up in the hoeing too much, spending too much time with the bitch or this, that, where she's not even value them anymore, and they're forgetting that what it all was about, even her with the trick. For sure, for sure. I mean, yeah, bitch, it's all about the money. The trick could be thinking it's all about the money. But what I'm saying in the sense of, yes,
no, it's not a it's not a matter of restricting yourself. It's a matter of focus. It's, it's a matter of focus and having a made up mind on what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like when you say restricting yourself, again, like if you use LeBron James, it's like you saying he restricted himself to a basketball, or Floyd Mayweather is restricting himself to a boxing ring. You know what I mean? Now, then, as far as the different business opportunities that they have, right? How they both good business decisions, but those business opportunities wouldn't be available if they first make up their mind that they're gonna be the best at what they do. You know, and that's what the focus should be. You know, one, making up your mind on what you want to be and what you want to do, and then two, be the best or the best at what you do. And when you're the best at what you do, then different opportunities
So
present
that's what I'm
themselves.
saying. When it comes to the pimping, though, is there such thing as the best?
That's up to the
That's
individual to
that's my point
decide.
exactly. Now, if anybody,
Like that's a, I mean, like, you know, because with the pimping, it's not, you know, at least
right,
the way I see it, it ain't. I've never
right,
competition with nobody in the game. Now, you know, so the competition would be then with myself, you know, to be
mm-hmm.
better today than I was yesterday. You know, I'm competing with myself and I'm constantly outdoing myself and evolving, growing, and becoming better at who I am and what I do, then that makes me the best
Now,
at
when you
what
say
I do.
yourself, Reese, when you were saying that, in my
Yeah.
brain, I didn't think that you were talking about anything that had to do with money at that point, right?
Because
Well,
I didn't
no,
miss money.
just in the sense of when you said what you just said, was money in your mind, or was like your health and your? Oh, okay, okay,
Of
okay,
course. Of course.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
right. Because what else would be right? So that's what I'm saying. All about the money, Freeze. Because see,
No
so
money.
when you the example that you just gave, if you took money out of it, what examples could you give that you would like your own personal goals to, be the best that you could be every day without money?
That's not realistic. You can't take money out of it. That's not a realistic you know,
Not even if we're speaking
that's
on
not
health.
realistic. So health involves
Okay,
money.
so
Everything involves, you know, like if I was a bum living under a bridge, you know, uh I'm not gonna be as healthy as
right,
somebody with money. You know, so money, you know, we live in a capitalist society. We live in America. So as long as you live in America, money is involved in just about
right.
everything that you do. So you can't really speak realistically about anything that doesn't
So
have to do with money.
right there.
Yeah,
So right there
shit,
then.
going to the gym. That's health. I
But you
can't
can
go to the gym if
bust
I don't
down and
have
do
no money.
some burpees and push-ups right now. See, for sure you could do that, right? That would cost money.
If
Well,
I'm not
you
gonna
could be the
be the
best at push-ups if
best,
you want to be the best at that, right?
yeah, but I'm
Well,
not gonna be
what's
the
the
best
best
me
you?
though. I might be the best at doing push-ups with myself. Like I can outdo myself, you know, doing push-ups. I can get to a point where, you know, I'm the best that I can be at doing push-ups. But if I want to be my healthiest, if I want to be of the best health,
Okay.
I have to have money. I gotta eat right, and I gotta have money to go to a facility that can facilitate
Understand.
my
So then with that, needless to say, you want to keep it too, right? Keep it going. Okay. So by even going with what you just said, the opposite of what's the opposite of all? Nothing. Okay. So if you
yeah.
could do nothing without money, Freeze, then would that mean that it's all about the money?
No, no, see, because there's so
Mm-hmm.
many different ways to get money. You know, uh, again, we live in a capitalist society. There's millions of ways to get money. in America. So with that being the case, a smart individual is not going to just do what they do for the sake of money. You know what I mean? Money may play a role in their decision to do what they do, but that's not the purpose. That's not the purpose, the
But
reason
all
why they do what they
doesn't
do.
necessarily mean the purpose, Freeze. Sometimes you can know it's all about the money. Okay, it's all about the money. Now what? So now let's find out the purpose.
And if you pay attention too, people who talk like that be the brokest motherfuckers. Like if you pay attention to bitches on social media that talk like everything is all about the money, they be the brokest ones. You know what I mean? They might try to, put on a good facade for social media, but anybody with a brain and pimp tuition can tell, you can see through their facade and see that they really don't have anything going on. Because you're the type of person that got shit going on, you can recognize somebody else who has shit going on, even if y'all don't do the same thing.
Let me refine my question. All about the money versus all about all with you do with the money. Because I'm speaking of the success, like making the proper investments. That's really what I'm saying. With that being the goal. So I'm saying all about the money, all about what you do with the money. The focus should be, getting the money, but then really what you gonna do with it. That's really what I'm saying. All about what you do. As far as in any walk of life, the main thing, the main goal, like right being that, but all about what you do with the money then.
But see, everybody has different ideas of what success is, and a big part of success is happiness, so because everybody has different ideas of what happiness is, naturally everybody has different ideas of what success is. Some people, happiness means getting drunk or getting high. You know what I mean? So as long as they can get drunk and high whenever they want, you know what I mean? To them, they might see that as success. Some people, their drug of choice is food. You have people who use food the same way that people abuse alcohol and drugs. You got people who abuse food. So to someone who abuses food, that makes them happy, that makes them feel good. And as long as they're always as long as they always have the access to the food that they abuse, in their mind, they might be successful. You know what I mean? Because, like in the game, there's like a generic idea of what success is, but, it's not the same for everybody. And, if you compare the game's generic idea of what success is to a square's idea of success, you might have a square that is like middle class, but they own a home. They've been working at their job for 20 years. They own their home. They got some money in the bank. You know what I mean? They might have a 401k, something like that. They got a decent vehicle, and they might also have whatever hobby they might be into. If they like fishing, they might have a boat, and they might use that boat to go fishing, or they might have a motorcycle that they into. You know what I mean? They might have jewelry. They might not be a millionaire, but they see that as success for themselves.
And they've made the proper investments at whatever level of success that they saw for themselves in order to get what they got, but in order to maintain gain and maintain the life that whatever life or whatever level that they want to live it on, then they need to make sure they're making the sacrifices and doing everything they need to do to keep the money. Wise investments, not spending too much in order to maintain the lifestyle. Because that's really what it is. Whatever. Because I remember I said, well, how can you determine if a business is successful? And somebody said, well, if it's making enough money to maintain your lifestyle that you want to live. All right. So that's so what I'm saying, in whatever level, in whatever game, in just life, period. When I'm saying all about the money freeze, now I'm gonna get back. Now let me go a little deeper to what I'm trying to get at too. Is this? I just say the game, the pimp, and the hoe, and everything under that, you know. But when it comes to these hoes freeze, let me ask you this: if this was a live, I could be like, all hoes leave, pimps only. I wish it could be one of these lives. But just to be honest with you, spiritually, even within your walk in the game, without selling the dream to ourselves, in a sense. Not that we sell dreams, but I'm just saying, without, being realistic. Do you really, is the whole, this is vicious, fuck it. Is the hoe really the friend or the enemy to the pimp and freeze?
You said enemy to the.
Dealing with this hoe, is that really the duality to our positivity, in a sense? Is the hoe really the not the bitch, but is that hoe, is that prostitute, is that hoe? Even if it's the game we love, is she is she is she is she the friend or the foe?
That's a funny question. Like, to me,
Mm-hmm.
that question don't even make sense.
The game's pimping the hoe.
Right.
Does the hoe only have to be engaging in prostitution to be a hoe?
Only? No, there's more to being
Okay,
a hoe
so
than engaging in prostitution.
is the prostitute dangerous to the pimping?
That's another
Still
silly
a question.
question.
Okay. So if you remove prostitution freeze,
Okay.
what would be the crime? Mm-hmm.
You said what would be the crime?
The pimping.
For who? The hoe or the pimp or who? Well, you still can have, without prostitution, you can still have pandering.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about just crime, you can pander without
Mm-hmm.
prostitution being involved. You can traffic without
Mm-hmm.
prostitution being involved. You know, so
No pandering, though, right?
if you talk
Would
about
be,
just crime,
but pandering would be,
huh?
you know, with the intentions to get a prostitute, right? Right.
Yeah, I mean, normally, but I mean, ultimately, yeah, that's usually what it entails. But because we know how the law works and we know how them people do whatever they want to do, you might have instances where pandering.
Right.
They accuse politicians of pandering. You know what I mean? And there's no solution involved in politics. Form. You know what I mean? Like, politics doesn't necessarily have prostitution involved, but politics get accused of pandering.
So
So
Pandering versus, well, so when you say that, I never heard that. So when you say pandering in that sense, as far as you're not talking about like tricking, or what you mean? As far as the politician side.
I'm talking about pandering, like trying to get somebody to do
Oh,
what you want
without,
them to
oh,
do.
wait, what you saying? Right. But when it comes to the pimping, right now, in just regular prostitution, is the hoe getting more money than sending her with game? Because if the hoe doesn't just have to only engage in prostitution, I believe, the prostitution will expire for a bitch after a certain time period, but I feel that her hoeing could live forever, would always still go, as long as she's with the pimping. I feel the prostitute is dangerous to the pimping, but the hoeing is safe. Safe.
You said the hoeing is what? The
Yes.
prostitution is dangerous to
Yes.
the hoeing is safe. How
Game
is
for
that?
show pimping the hoe and not pimping the prostitution, right? But how? It's because of the crime element. If you're giving the bitch game to utilize, oh yeah, you gotta give some bitch more game, this flat back, what I mean, the bitch gotta know what to say. All this, a bitch get the most money without even selling the pussy, all that type of shit. You might teach the bitch this, whatever the case, the fuck, utilizing game, putting the hoe to use. The part where she's engaging in prostitution is what'll cost you your life. If the hoe could still be a hoe, but she don't only have to engage in prostitution. If our, elevating her, giving the bitch game, or giving her all these other things that are other than prostitution, the prostitution is dangerous to the pimping, the action free.
No, prostitution isn't dangerous to the pimping. Hoeing isn't dangerous to the pimping. Low trust is
I feel
dangerous to the
like
pimping.
trust is dangerous to the pimping. Trust period is dangerous.
No.
To even think of trust, I feel that's the blinder. Trust. That's not realistic.
No, it's definitely realistic. A lot of us, the majority of us in life, period, at some point in our lives, we go through a time where somebody violates our trust, right? It's the easy thing to do is to say, you know what, I just ain't gonna trust nobody no more, because every time I trust somebody,
So
I get done dirty.
I'll just judge by their actions.
No. See, so when people say that, and that's very common in the game, the majority of us in the game, you got pimps whose trust get violated by hoes. And then they say, you know what, I ain't gonna trust these bitches no more. You got hoes whose trust get violated by the pimping. And then they say, you know what, I ain't gonna trust no pimps no more. But that's irresponsible. And it's foolish to say that you're not gonna trust nobody. Because whether or not you're conscious of the fact, when you engage with somebody on any kind of level, there's some kind of trust involved. You know what I mean? When you get in the car with an Uber driver, you're trusting that individual with your life. You know what I mean? When you have a conversation with a hoe, you trusting her with your freedom and your life.
Why are you trusting her with your freedom?
Now, conscious of that, then you're gonna be irresponsible and you're gonna make bad decisions that's gonna set yourself up for your trust to be violated. Whereas if you're conscious of the fact that, okay, whenever I deal with a hoe, there's a level of trust involved. Now, if I'm not conscious of the trust involved, then 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to do things to establish trust with that hoe because I don't care
No,
about trust.
that's
I don't
not what
trust
I
her.
care about trust
So
means when I say that. What when I
you
say
say what?
that, I don't. That's not what I'm saying. I don't care in that sense. What I'm saying is in the sense of this. Um, okay, you picked up the snake. You knew the snake could bite you. You held the snake anyway. So when it bit you, you don't get mad and say, "Dang, I trusted this snake not to bite me," because you know that it had the potential to bite. So don't say you didn't trust the snake not to bite you. It just happened to bite you. You might have wished it didn't, but you
But that's a bad
no. That's
using
this. Okay, I'll use a
comparing a
dog.
snake.
I'll use a hamster freeze. I'll say try anything. What I'm they said snake was wisdom freeze. What I'm
All, all that analogies. Snake is the worst analogy because snakes are expected to not be trustworthy. Snakes
right,
are
but
expected to
what I'm
bite people.
but what
You know what I mean? Why do you think when you refer to somebody as a snake, you don't think of that person as a good individual? You don't think of when somebody says, "Man, that nigga a snake." You don't think that, oh, that person, he operates with high level of integrity.
right
Oh, I can trust him with my life, or I can trust my finances. Or no, you don't. When you refer to somebody as a snake, you thinking of somebody low down and
right.
dirty, deceitful,
Okay, so like I
scandalous.
say, I was
So
speaking on I
you
was
you
speaking on animals. Now you were speaking it on how you say when people speak on characteristics as a snake being like the serpent in the Bible or something. But then people say that snakes are symbols of wisdom. Freeze. There's two snakes on your medical cross on the red cross. Those are two snakes on the staff. Freeze for healing. So people can look at snakes any type of way. Okay, a snake could bite me all day if it ain't poisonous. And fuck if it being poisonous, some snakes squeeze me to death. But what I'm saying is knowing. I feel like trust is hollow. So meaning is freeze. Say, somebody say, uh, say, fuck, you're buying something, and you give somebody some money. Say somebody buy some weed or something. Give somebody some money, go get the weed. Now, that feeling in between the time that they go get the weed and come back with it, that feeling in between then, that will be something that one would call trust. That feeling right there, because you don't know what they're gonna come back or not. Now, when they come back with it, okay, good, okay, good. Now, if they don't come back with it, damn, they didn't come back with my shit. So next time you see that person, trust me. Nah, I ain't gotta trust because I know what I know from last time. Fuck me once, shame on you. Fuck me twice, shame on me type shit. If I know within the game with these hoes, if I know, you know,
But see, I was going somewhere with the trust, right? Like I was saying, you know, early in life, when somebody violates our trust, 9 times out of 10, uh, first thought is not trust anybody because in your mind, trust people, you make yourself vulnerable, and then 9 times out of 10, somebody gonna violate
mm-hmm.
your trust and they gonna hurt you. You know, so to avoid being hurt, the mindset now is to not trust anybody. You know what I mean? But like I said, that's ignorant and it doesn't make sense. But see, so the mindset shouldn't be don't trust anybody. The mindset should be better at trusting people. Learn how to trust people. Understand the value in trusting people. You know what I mean? Like in anything in life, you know, that's another part of success is trust. Because we live in a world like us as human beings. We're social creatures by nature. We're not meant to be alone. We're not meant to operate alone. We're not meant to be without other people. You know, we are at our best when we function with other people, when we function with right people. You know, that's when a human being is at its best, is when you function with the right people. So in order to function with the right people, you have to have trust. And see, when you have trust, you know, your speed is high. You move faster when you got trust. You know what I mean? But when you don't have trust, just think about it. When you out in the streets moving around and you don't trust nobody, that shit is heavy. It slows you down.
Free.
You know what I mean? Because you have to think about all these ways to maneuver and navigate through the streets
Free.
without somebody violating your trust.
In what way would you be letting the hoe know she should trust the trick? Well,
No, a hoe's
I'm
not supposed
talking
to
about
trust a
free.
trick. Well, I mean, even in that situation, there's a certain level of trust, but it's not like a type of trust where, you know, she's gonna get comfortable with that individual, and she gonna let her guard down. She gonna allow the trick to charm and disarm her. It ain't that type of level of trust, but you know, it has to be a level of trust in the sense that, you know, she understands that this individual ain't gonna bring her no harm or ain't gonna cause no drama
Easy
in her
peasy.
situation,
What's
right?
up, Free?
What's good, Freeze? Man, some good questions going on right here.
Y'all
That's
met
a good
before.
game.
Everybody good? Everybody good up here? Everybody good? Everybody good? Freeze. Good. Good. All right, go ahead. What's up, Easy Peasy? What's going on?
Hey, man. There we go.
Yeah, but like I was saying, when it comes to a hoe, you know, trusting a trick, it's not a situation where she's trusting him, you know, to the point where she could sleep around him, where she can get drunk with him, where she could, you know, have unprotected sex with him or anything like that. You know what I mean? But just realistically speaking, she has to have some kind of trust in her mind, you know, when she's dealing with a trick, because if a bitch is on the track, you know, and a trick pull up on her, she don't just jump in the car, you know what I mean? Because she has to trust that she's gonna be safe in that car
She got to
when
figure
she
it out.
gets in. So right, so exactly, she gonna try to figure out if this individual is at least that, you know, that's a small, you know, aspect of trust, but she has to trust at least that she's gonna be safe. Same thing with a whole. She don't just let a motherfucker come to the door. You know what I mean? She gonna establish some things with that individual to see if she's trustworthy enough for her to let behind her door. You know what I mean? Because if she don't have no concept of trust, it could be the police coming to her door. It could be somebody coming to rob her coming to her door. It could be somebody coming to, you know, take the pussy coming to the door. It could be somebody just coming to hurt her.
And then it goes
They don't want
to
nothing. They
levels,
just want to hurt her.
like we were saying. You know, the first level in that situation would be the phone call before you even get the location. Then that'll
Right.
lead into something
See,
else. Okay, I
all
trust
of
a little bit
those.
more.
Exactly.
But is it?
You
But
know what
hold
I
on.
mean?
Is it trusting her more, or is it? I know she
Blind
did what
faith.
she was supposed to do the last time, so I'm sure she's gonna do what she do this time. The knowing versus the trusting. When I said trusting is hollow, it's in the sense of the wall is there of trust, but you can push your finger through it. What really is trust is what I'm saying. What is the feeling? What is it to trust? To me, trust is like love in a sense.
It's feeling
Like,
like you know a person enough.
see, trust is has who's always keeping your trust for, you know, can you trust yourself? I mean, how do we get there? I mean, trust, like, what is trust? I'm saying, Not in the game, out the game, just the word. What is trust? Because I think that's a blinder.
No,
Trust me.
trust is trust. No,
That's why God say
uh,
let your yes be a yes and your no be a no. So that means there
yeah,
should be
of
no trust
course.
needed.
No trust. No trust needed. That's unrealistic. Again, you know what I mean? Like in our everyday lives, you know, no matter if you're a square or you in the street, the case may be, whenever you move around through life, there's trust everywhere. You know what I mean? You know, a credit card company gives you a credit card trusting that you're gonna be responsible with
I
it.
don't know if you use that one because it ain't no
They,
loss for them because they're gonna write the shit off at the end of the year and get their money back. But I get what you're saying. See if you're worthy. It's a worthy process.
yeah, they're giving you credit,
Yeah.
trusting that you're
Yeah.
responsible with it. Whether you're, I mean, they come
So
out on the winning end
but the
anyway.
thing when we say trust, right? Trust is merely like a promise. Like when the square get engaged, I'm gonna marry you. That's just a promise. That ain't nothing. When we trust, it's like a promise. I
To
promise to,
who?
promise not.
Because do you tell a person that you trust them, or is that an emotion?
It's
Is
both.
trust an emotion? Let's ask that question.
Exactly. That's why I say the feeling. What is that feeling?
No, trust ain't. It's not an emotion. Like this chair that I'm sitting in, I trust that it's gonna hold me up. I don't have feelings
But
But
about
you
it.
what?
trust
I
it's
don't
gonna hold you up.
care.
Why? Because you know how you put it together, or because it's sturdy or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why
What
do you?
built your trust? What built your trust in that
Mm-hmm.
chair before you decided to sit in it? What made you say, okay, this looks like a great place to sit?
I mean, first of all, the aesthetic of it, you know, before anything, you know, and then once I sit in it, it feels comfortable. So my trust becomes even higher after I sit in it. You know what I mean? So really, I guess you could say trust is like another word for
Yeah,
reliability.
yeah, yeah. Holding somebody accountable to a certain standard.
Yeah, and you believe that
Fact,
they're gonna
fact.
live up to that
I agree.
standard.
Yep, yep.
Man,
Yeah, but what I'm saying
Because
is
wait,
that like hope?
let me kick this real quick. Wait a minute. Because I feel what he's talking about with comparing it to love. Because what happens? How do you feel when somebody betrays your trust? Ain't it kind of like a heartbreak?
You just know you can't trust them, but you might trust them again, right?
yeah,
Or do you
It's
just
like, damn, I
you
can't believe you did that shit.
probably yeah, but you probably trusted that individual for the wrong reasons. See, a lot of times we trust the wrong people because we like them, but just because you
now?
like
What if I
somebody
didn't
doesn't
put
mean they
my trust in them?
trustworthy.
Then will my heart be broke? See, when you trusting, you expecting. No, but when you're
You're not gonna get
trusting,
far with them.
look, bitch, you ain't gotta trust what the fuck I'm saying. Just do it, bitch, and shut the fuck up. How many hoes do you wish? How many hoes do you
That's
wish didn't waste your time that you know that they wasn't sure if they trusted you or not or something at first? You ain't gotta trust me, bitch. Just do what I say.
that's like that. That's childish.
Oh, okay, so then what are you gonna do
You
to
ain't
make the bitch trust you
no,
then, Freeze? You can trust me. I'll prove it to you.
well, me personally. If you asking why a hoe should trust Freeze, you know what I mean. That's the beauty of the internet. You know,
I take that.
the internet. You know, when you spend so like me, I've been on social media years now. Like me and Shove, we've seen each other on social media for over a decade now, right? So,
Damn near 2 decades,
Shove, you
Freeze.
already
Really,
know
if you
just as
think
well
about
as
it.
I do. Yeah,
It's
but
been that long.
okay,
Oh, go ahead.
let's just
No,
think
no, it's
about
more than one.
right how how many
Oh
people
yeah.
have been exposed. Did it appear one get aggressive, they get exposed.
Oh yeah, decade.
So one thing, I'm consistently the same individual this whole time. It hasn't been proven that I'm somebody who that I'm portraying myself to be somebody
And
that
you know
I'm
why
not.
that hasn't
That
been
hasn't
proven?
been proven.
Because what they know about what they seen through the years, not what they trusted about you.
Right.
It's what they knew based on the actions they saw. They
So
didn't.
it was backed by something like that chair.
Well,
Something that you could
in
feel.
a reflective manner, though.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
you could trust me. Why? Based on what? What you know, which is what? My history.
See, another thing too,
Because watch
right?
this
Speaking of
real
trust,
quick.
a lot
You
of
want
people,
me to trust you, pimping?
a lot of people,
Right.
because they don't trust themselves. See, a make bad decisions. A lot of people are
Yeah.
irresponsible, and it's somebody who's irresponsible in their decision making. They ain't gonna trust themselves. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be hard to trust somebody else if you don't trust yourself. You know, if every time money you fuck it off, never do nothing smart with it. You know, every time you get around drugs or some alcohol, you do something irresponsible. You know, you come to a point where you don't trust.
Hey, and check this out. Trust is also a level of self-confidence in yourself.
But listen, y'all. Okay, well, look. What validates trust?
Action and time.
For real.
Time and action.
Are those so? Meaning, does the thing that validates trust, does it all come down to what you know?
Facts. At the end of the day.
Yeah, have to do with what you know, because a lot of
So
motherfuckers don't know how to trust.
I
In
would
order to
say
trust, you gotta
in
know how to
this,
trust.
I would try to encourage more of take that, like do it scared for. I'm sure Davis was nervous when he fought Goliath, but he still went, right? Oh, right before I get on the stage, I'm nervous. Stage fright. But when I hit that stage, right? Might be do it scared then, right? But what I'm saying is if you're basing something on whether you trust it or not, can you miss out on wonderful opportunities instead of just trying, you never tasted it before, you might like it, you know what I'm saying? Trying it once. How many hoes limit themselves when we're trying to give it because they don't trust? What if they're scared or their nervousness is based on trust?
Yeah, like I said, see, even like if you talk about hoes, most of the hoes that we see in the game, they don't trust themselves. Like, and that's why they don't trust anybody else. Like, if you just pay attention to most of the bitches that we see in the game, most of them make bad decisions left and right. Every day is one bad decision after another. You know what I mean? From the food that they eat, bad decisions. To the toxic things that they put into their body, drugs, alcohol, tobacco, what have you. Bad decisions. You know what I mean? The types of guys that they involve themselves with, bad decisions. So, whether they aware of it or not, 9 times out of 10, most of these bitches don't trust themselves. Now, if somebody was to ask them if they trust themselves, of course, they gonna give the politically correct answer, which is yes, but really they don't. Because see, when you trust yourself, then you know how to take the time to put the right people in your life. But when you don't trust yourself, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be by yourself. And when you put people in your life, it's gonna be the wrong people, and they're not gonna be in your life for long. That's how it is when you don't have any concept of trust and you don't believe in trust. But when you do have a concept of trust and you know how to trust yourself because you're responsible. See, irresponsible motherfucker can't have no concept of trust. You know what I mean? But when you're a responsible individual, when you getting up and handling your responsibilities every day, you handling your business and you taking care of yourself to the best of your ability, you know what I mean? You keeping yourself up and you keeping yourself right, then you trust yourself. And see, when you trust yourself, you know what it takes to trust other people. Like, for instance, it has a lot to do with value and self-esteem, right? You know, if your self-esteem is intact, then you're going to trust yourself, right? Because you understand the value of yourself, so you take care of yourself to maintain and increase the value within yourself, right? So now you trust yourself because you maintaining your self-esteem. You maintaining your value within yourself and you increasing it wherever possible, right? So because of that, because you value yourself and your self-esteem is intact, you're not going to just let anybody around you, but at the same time, you understand that you have to let the right people around you. You can't just not have the right people around you. You have to have the right people around you. So you can't just not have nobody around you. You got to have the right people around you. So when you go about putting the right people around you, you thinking to yourself, okay, well, you know, I've invested so much in myself in this way, that way, and the third. I can't compromise that by putting that in the hands of the wrong person. But the right people are out there. So when it comes to just socializing with somebody and revealing certain information to somebody, you know, how do I trust an individual on that level? You know what I mean? And the deeper the information goes with what you divulge to that individual, the deeper the trust goes. And you're thinking about all the different ways that it's going to take for you to trust somebody to that extent. You know what I mean?
Can you trust something or
So
someone that you don't know?
you gambling
Now
in
we're getting
it.
there. Now we're getting
Now
somewhere.
sometimes people right, but 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get it wrong. But you do have
Okay, well,
situations like I use that example
I
all the
mean,
time.
9
Is
times
Stan
out of
Lee
10, we might get it right
who
if we're
created
trusting people on the road when we're driving with cars, right? Not to his. See? Can you know something that you don't trust? What'd you say?
Oh shit! I said
your
that's
phone
not
is muted.
trust. That's not trust. I don't call that trust. That's called benefit of the doubt. I give everything the benefit of the doubt. That's a very minute level of trust. That's a chance.
On what part? What part are you answering? Are you speaking on?
Uh, on somebody you don't know.
Trust somebody
Right,
you
right.
don't know.
But you saying benefit of the doubt is essential when I use driving in the street every day, we trust in other cars, not taters.
Yeah, that's still the benefit of the doubt. I don't, it is a gamble every time you walk
Okay,
out your house.
so benefit of the doubt then. Benefit of the doubt.
Now you're not necessarily trusting other cars not to hit you though. Because me myself, I don't
You're just
trust
looking
none of
out
these
for
motherfuckers
yourself.
on the highway. I trust myself as a defensive driver, you know what I
Okay,
mean,
but then
paying
when you
attention.
say trust
Like I
yourself as
was,
a
because I
defensive driver, right? Then why would you need a defense before the driving? What's the defense from?
from other
So
drivers
the
possibly being
defense is because you
irresponsible.
don't trust them to be responsible.
I trust
Yeah.
them to a certain
Okay, well
extent
now we're getting somewhere.
because you gotta have
Yeah.
gotta have some
The
kind of
facts.
level of trust to even get on the road.
Right.
And you've got to lower your expectations every time you leave your out your house. You got to
So
lower the expectations.
so now that's something that you can trust but don't know. Or that's something that you know but still don't trust. And that's what Freeze's example was. Something he knows that these motherfuckers could be irresponsible. So that's why I'm a defensive driver, because I don't trust it.
Yeah. But I give him the benefit of the doubt.
No, I'm not giving benefit of the doubt because I know that these are the possibilities. So am I giving the benefit of the possibilities happening? Or the benefit of the possibilities not happening? But either way, it's the benefit of the possibilities. Without using his word.
Benefit of anything, I say it's a.
But let's talk about trust.
I'm trusting.
What is really
on the
trust?
road?
Is trust the pillow to our anxiety? You know what I'm saying? It's trust.
No, trust.
You like that up here?
Don't be like the anxiety.
No, because the thing is, you say trust is the solution.
That's like,
what I'm saying is
anxiety. The solution to anxiety is it's not a pillow.
No, what I'm saying is, could trust be the pillow to anxiety? Meaning, I trust you. To if you didn't trust him, oh shit, I wanted to go. Your heart beating because you don't know what the pillow. Okay, I trust you. What I'm saying, go ahead.
No, it's either because if trust is the solution to anxiety,
I didn't say solution.
Goes away.
I said pillow. Yeah, I never said
pillow
solution.
Ain't a solution.
Exactly, I said pillow. It's just comfortability. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's pacifying a weakness too, though. That's what the pillow is doing. You pacifying a weakness.
So, or could it be preventing a weakness? Okay.
The pillow ain't prevent nothing.
Why do they have soft pillows and firm pillows, Freeze? Why do they have
comfortability?
So that prevent you from being uncomfortable, Freeze, and getting a crick in your neck, right? Look, they have my pillow. Just for my pillows, but look, this the thing. This the thing. This the thing. In its technical form, trust. Whether you trust somebody or not, trust something or don't. Nothing matters except the results. Why was trust needed? To proceed? Can trust be used as manipulation? Did the serpent want Eve to trust him, Freeze? Since we don't like
it's
snakes.
Not that trust is used.
I'm just saying. What is trust?
No, people. No, that was just, and it wasn't a snake; it was a serpent. I mean, which might not necessarily be a snake. You know what I mean?
See, so what the thing is if Adam obeyed God, he just would have did what God said. But Adam trusted Eve.
Yeah.
If there was no trust, if there was no room for trust me.
No, but see, he trusted her prematurely though. He didn't take the time to establish trust with her, and then he didn't take the time to learn to what extent he was supposed to trust her. Because just because you trust somebody don't mean you trust them with everything.
Now,
it's different levels
of trust. I don't know if Adam was ever told to trust this bitch, or if he was told to lead this bitch.
That's just a
Well,
part of nature, though, is
in the
trusting.
sense of okay, look, Freeze. How about this? Is there a thing of subconsciously trusting something? Then are we always consciously trusting? Okay, so that's the
No,
thing then.
you're
Okay, so
consciously
if it's
trusting. Yeah.
subconsciously trusting, then if it's subconscious, and I'm not that tapped in, then I might not even know I'm trusting. Okay, well, you might not know you're trusting, but it's still trust. Okay, so
Yeah, a
like,
lot of trusting.
okay. Now, what is it? Because I took a definition away. It's a firm belief. See, even with religion or anything, right? When God answers the prayer, why when you get Christian, you're saved. Okay, well, yeah. Right when I first got baptized, all the great things start happening at first, right? Get you going. Then your life start going back, and then okay, when they say beginner's luck, you start a new game and you win, and it gets you sucked in because it got you going. If you lost the first time you did something, it might turn you off, so you won't trust it again because the only thing you know about what you did was you lost. So in order to build the trust, then I have to show the results of what you want, so you can know, so you can believe. Can someone use trust as a trap, Freeze? Can can trust itself be one of the?
They ask, they can mask something as
Well,
trust
no. You can
to be a trap. Yeah.
trust me 10 times for sure, but the 11th you couldn't. But I needed to let you trust me 10 to get to the 11th, because the 11th when I took it all, you really could trust me today, and you did, and that was the next day, and you trusted me for everything of that day that you need to trust me for. But you forgot I was a whole trick. You forgot I was. Didn't you know? Right? Didn't you know? So if I can overpower what you know with my trust, with the seduction of trust in me, you might not have trusted you when you had your jeans and your fucking sandals on, bitch. But when you said trust me with your little mini dress on, smelling good, and your heels, he want to trust you. Just so she could see, what she needs to wear for the trust and what she needs to wear, because she wants to use the trust as your blinder.
It don't
So it
always
don't
have to
always
be
have.
like if you go to court and your lawyer show up in a t-shirt and some sweatpants, you ain't gonna really trust him to be as professional as if he showed up in the and probably can't even. Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't think they can hear us though, because he's spinning
Yeah.
right. Okay,
I
he's
gotta
back
run,
now.
folks. It's I gotta
All
run, but it's always a treat. It's a real
right,
good
man.
time. Have me locked in on it. That was a good time. I'll be
For sure.
for sure.
For sure.